Okay guys, today it's speed paint time again, and what I did was, uh, as seems to happen repeatedly, I went into opentoonz to fix up a shot, and without really belaboring all the reasons why, it was way more hassle than it was worth. And part of the problem is what you see me fixing right here, which is it's not an alpha pre-multiply problem. I'm not sure what it is, but opentoonz, which obviously has raster levels and can deal with plain old drawings, actually seems to choke in some ways on the edges, the alpha channel. And so this is an issue that's been kind of showing itself throughout the project, and I haven't really addressed it directly, but today I addressed it in no uncertain terms by taking the components of the shot, exporting them from opentoonz, and bringing them into Krita so I can just get busy painting and solve the problem. So that's what I'm doing. I'm basically going over all the keyframes and re-inking the outside edges in order to fix that issue that I just described. And so part of the trick was to take the sequence for each of these characters, and then in Krita what you have to do is add a transform mask in order to take an entire layer with lots of keyframes in it and resize it and put everything in its proper position. And then generally what I do is I bake down the transform so that the drawings themselves become permanently resized to the appropriate size for the shot. And I do the same thing with filter masks as well. So in my case, the filter and transform masks generally don't actually involve a mask at all, because normally whatever I'm trying to do to an entire layer. So here what I did is, once I got Ninja 2 shaking sufficiently, then I just duplicated the frames over and over and over. Here I'm just going through and tuning up the sizing. And so, here you see, obviously you can't do keyframe animation and all that sort of thing in Krita, but it's no big deal because I just created the scene twice as tall as it needed to be. And I figured when I'm done, I'll just bring the whole thing into Blender and point a camera at it, and then animate the camera, and you're good to go, right? That's all there is to it. So here what I'm doing is I'm duplicating the animated frames and then adding filter masks to the frames in order to make the duplicate completely black, and then add a blur, and then make the layers semi-transparent so that you have these cast shadows. Pretty quick to do. If you look in the upper right hand corner under that guy's right forearm, you can see that the shadow layer kind of got corrupted somehow. But I was able to fix that with just some hand painting. It literally took 10 seconds to fix. So anyway, yeah, this is the shot that I had originally done in opentoonz, and now we've eliminated the edge problems. And I'm looking at I'm about halfway through here, so yeah, it took a good bit of the morning to do. So yeah, there's the hand painting right there. It was just the one frame, so once I painted it in, that was all happening. And then probably coming up here is the ponytail, because Ninja 1 does, yep, there it is, has a ponytail. And unfortunately I actually got all this blocked in, and then stupid Krita decided to crash. But it happens. So what I did was I tried to make it look like the wind's blowing his ponytail around, and then once he gets stationary, I think I've got a sequence of about 10 keyframes that I just repeated to give it some life, while your attention on the shot is going to be distracted to Ninja 2, because then he's coming and climbing up the window. So yeah, you can see what I did there. Then I just duplicated the frames. And then let's play it back and see if it's kind of sort of working. I think. Okay, actually, and I have to say, because I had the screencast going, you're actually getting to see the fact that I did this twice. So, sorry about that. Maybe I should have edited the first one out. But so yeah, I actually did the ponytail, and then Krita blew up, so I had to redo the ponytail. But fortunately, when it's a speed paint, you can watch the whole thing twice, and it's no big deal. But so if you want to, in Krita, if you want to have an animated cycle that repeats, generally what you're going to do is just create it on a separate layer. And once you have things looking the way you want them to look, then just duplicate the frames over and over. So there. And I think I added a couple blank frames in there as well, maybe to, maybe I didn't, but just give it some variety in life. I think what I actually did was I duplicated a couple frames and then made it so it wasn't just a completely simple looping cycle. But anyway, so then what I did was I rendered the whole thing out from Krita as an image sequence, brought it into Blender as a shadeless plane, and then just keyframed the shot in front of the camera. So there's our initial shot. Save early, save often. And then I just keyframed this camera move. I went back to opentoonz, checked the timing from the original shot, made sure I had it right. See, I can do that. I'm doing that there. And once I checked where the keyframes needed to go, stick them in there. It actually, Blender decided to put in keyframes for the lamp too, which I don't quite understand, but I had to pull those back out. Maybe I had the lamp inadvertently selected or something. I'm not sure, but again, it only took a few seconds to fix. So got rid of those keys, and now boop, there we go. Render it out, and just change the name. So I guess here we get to see it actually play back. Zoop. Okay, I'm seeing some hokiness there in his shadow. So there might be some stuff that Krita was doing that I missed when I rendered it and brought it into the show edit. So I'll have to definitely check that. But so this is where I inserted that in there. Yeah, I left the original shot in there, and once I felt it was probably going to work, I stuck the new one back in there. And is this gonna? There we go. Oh, there's a problem. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I had to redrag it in there, redo the transition. No big deal. And there it is. Cool beans.